Studying abroad is not just about academia, jobs, and careers, but much more, like being independent, personality development, making friends globally, learning about different cultures, traveling, and many more enriching, unforgettable experiences. Hook on to our episodes of Student Spotlight and get fruitful insights about our students who share their beautiful journeys with you. Today, we have an interesting conversation with Chayn from Mumbai. An all-rounder at school, Chayn consistently ranked amongst the top students in her class and was very active in extracurricular activities too. After which, she decided to pursue a bachelor's in management from the University of Warwick. During her studies, she completed an internship at Deloitte and successfully converted into a full-time role. Let's hear all about her journey and the steps she took to achieve her goals.
For starters, I'm from Mumbai. I went to Ecole Mondiale World School, and in school, I was actually involved in a lot of different activities. I had about 300 hours of community service. I took part in a lot of art. I had sculptures I would display at many art festivals, Bombay Port, Kala Ghoda. I also was a part of my school team. I was like captain for football, basketball. So I took part in a lot of extracurriculars. And apart from that, I had really good grades as well. In the top 1% of my class, I got student of the year. And but like because I had so many extracurriculars, I never really imagined myself coming to the UK initially, because it's kind of restrictive in the sense that once you pick a course, there's no flexibility. You can't really swap your course. And I wasn't very sure what I wanted to do, only because I had tried so many different extracurricular activities. I wanted flexibility. Like initially, I wanted to do architecture and biology. Then I wanted to do finance, and I don't even know what I wanted to do. Finance and like biochemistry. I was just completely changing my courses very frequently, so I wasn't sure if
So what stage was this?
This was probably like 11th, 12th. So when I was through school, I was very sure I wanted to get into something in physics, because I really wanted to be an astronaut growing up. I was very dedicated to 11th, but once I came to 11th, I was like math at a higher level on its own. Like I did IB, was very difficult. I was like, I don't think I would enjoy doing physics at a higher level as well. And actually getting into like astronaut training, I think I had a very good reality check once I understood how it really works. So I was like, okay, I have to replan my entire idea of what I want to do. And I was actually really good at sciences. It was one of my favorite subjects. And that's why even something to do with debate, like I was really good at world affairs and stuff. So I was like, either it'll be something to do with like international relations. And because I had art, I wanted to do architecture just to study, but I really had no idea what I wanted to do. So I was like, these are the three subjects that I'm actually very good at. So I was like, I would like to do like a double major. And that's why I thought US, I could still swap around and figure out what I want to do. If I do like architecture, like like I wanted to do urban design actually, because it's very similar.
So like you mentioned, you did IB.
Yeah.
And your school, what board was it?
My school was the IB board. So I think 9th and 10th I gave for my MYP, I gave the IGCSE exams, because my school I think IB had just introduced the exams. So I wanted to give both. And I passed the IB needs as well. I sat for those as well. And
so you did IGCSEs and IB both for your 10th.
Yeah,
so you did O levels, IGCSE would.
No, I did IGCSEs. O levels is different. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did, I think, 7 subjects, and I got good grades for that as well. And then and then high school was just IB, because my school was an IB school. But yeah, I think like most people that do IB
So why did you decide doing both?
I just thought it would be better only because I was like, IB is a new curriculum, and I also really liked my portion for IGCSE. I can't lie. Like I was someone that really liked studying, and I felt like I would get a lot more preparation in terms of the sciences and even like how to write literature because of the commentary. And it would just be a lot more competitive. Thought it was a better way of assessing where I lie when I come to 11th, 12th, and it helped me get, I guess, like a foot in the door, like understand what I'm good at, because like the portion's very tried and tested. So if I find it hard, I know like this subject I can eliminate from my 12th grade.
Right.
Yeah, I think because IB was the first time, I think it was a little more simplified.
Right.
I could be wrong. I don't want to but yeah, that's just how I felt in the
That's
moment.
your kind of feeling and your opinion. So then how did Warwick happen? What other universities in UK you applied, or was it just Warwick?
No, I applied to St. Andrews. I got into all the unis I applied to, except for King's, which I don't understand actually. I got into St. Andrews, I got into Warwick, applied to King's, I got into Bath, and I think I gave Cardiff as a backup, but I don't think I would have landed up going there because it's a little far for me. I was hell bent on going to St. Andrews, I can't lie. Because I really wanted to go to the US for the flexibility, but I think because of COVID, my parents didn't want to send me so far away. So UK was really not like a place. I didn't want to go to Canada or UK. I'd never really planned. I think UK I just applied because I was like, it's close to home. Like in case something happens, my parents changed their mind. Like it's like a backup. But I was very hell-bent on going on US. Like all my top colleges were in the US. But I don't think my parents wanted to send me so far, like I said. So yeah, and then I really wanted to go to St. Andrews because it's, in a sense, like you have that flexibility where you can swap till second year. And it's also really away. And I wanted to be on a campus university like Warwick. But I think my dad told me that it's really far. And I spoke to a few people there who were like, as well, like a few friends that went there. Some of them really liked it. Some of them were like, it's like the weather, like Scotland, it's lonely. And like you don't have much to do. So my dad was like, I think Warwick might be a better middle ground because you'll have a little bit of city because Birmingham is close by, Coventry's close by, London's not that far out. And it's also just easier to commute from India if you want to fly home frequently, which I do. So I guess it worked out a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's destiny, like I said, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about your studies here at Warwick. How intense is it? Is it expectations versus reality? Where does it stand?
So one thing I didn't know is that I didn't know your year one grades don't matter for anything. But I actually really like Warwick, I can't lie. And I think the degree is what you make of it. So for context, I'm doing BSc management. And I think it's honestly what you make of it. Like it could be really easy if you want to pick simpler modules. I mean, it's never easy because your grading is always going to be harsh. But like your content load would be a lot less if you take simpler modules. But you can also take tough modules and like challenge yourself. Like I'm doing all finance modules and they are quite difficult, I can't lie.
Did you get in any internship in between, or did you have any work experience?
So before I came to college itself, I think I had done a few internships. Then even year one of college, I did 2 internships both times I went back home.
What did you choose? Like where you?
So I did actually a variety of stuff because I was like, so before coming to college, I didn't know what I want to do. And then I was like, okay, business seems safe. So I took like business management and I was like, I'll study finance, a little bit of entrepreneurship, whatever. Then once I came here, I started applying to societies and stuff to understand what I want to do in life because I think when you come, it's so overwhelming because in school you have something that you're working for, which is college. But once you're in college, it's like you don't know what you want to do. You don't know how to do it. You don't know how to start. It's like all a little overwhelming. And especially when you hear like such big words when you come in like consulting and then like 20 sub departments, you're like, oh my God, like I don't know what I want to do. Then you're like, what's the difference between different investment bankers? How is it different from trades and sales? It gets a little overwhelming, honestly. And then Springs are year one. And I didn't apply for Springs because I didn't understand how it worked and like what I wanted to do. So I was like, the best way to understand, I honestly speak to my dad a lot. So he told me the best way to understand is to do it. So I was like, you know what, I'll try a little bit of everything. I'll see. So I did like, at Warwick, I did like 180 degrees consulting, which is a consulting society. I was in Warwick Women's Careers where I did like blogs and magazines to understand if I'm more into like podcast, media. I did a little bit of like, I did finance internships back home. I did a few internships as a copywriter in an advertisement firm. So I tried a little bit of everything to understand where I stand. But I think even with internships, you never really get that much clarity. Like you have to do an internship for at least 2 months to kind of gauge how the job is because it takes you a month to understand how the firm works, whether you don't like the firm or you don't like your project. So it takes, or like if you don't just generally like the kind of work you're doing genuinely. So it takes a bit of time to, I guess, understand. So I think the best way would be just explore a lot of societies, do a lot of internships. Year 2, I started applying for jobs. And for some reason, because I was doing a lot of finance modules, I was very hell-bent on getting a finance internship. I was like, I want to do something in maybe like investment banking or like wealth management. But I think once I started applying, I like realized that I would not really enjoy the environment. It's not really something meant for me. I'm someone a little more creative and like I like having a little bit of flexibility. I don't like sitting on a desk so many hours. And I realized it wouldn't be a job that I would thoroughly enjoy. I feel like that's one more thing when you come, like there's this overarching pressure when everyone's applying to like a similar job that you want. that everyone like lands up applying. Like when you come, you'll realize like if everyone's applying to finance, you'll feel like, oh, I need to get a finance job. But I would say just explore, understand what you like, get the best job in what you want to do.
So how difficult do you think is to get into like a dream job or even get?
I got into my dream job, so I don't know. I really, so
But
I didn't understand.
you already have an offer.
Yeah, I haven't. So I did a summer internship at Deloitte for consulting and I converted. And for some reason, like I had no idea like I would get in because it's really competitive. And I didn't even know like what the Big Four was when I was applying. Like I just really liked Deloitte because they came for one of the campus open days. They were really nice. They had like, I said this in my interview as well. They just had like a really nice attention to detail. They had like very nice merch and everything. So I think I got a little poached in with that. I can't lie.
Okay.
And then I read about the company and the kind of work they do. And I really liked some of the current projects they're working on as well. So I was like, I think this would be a good fit. Plus, I felt like with consulting, I could explore the financial sector, the public and the private, because that's how they work. I could work on different projects, different teams. Would be really nice to kind of understand what my knack is. And they allow you to like move around between different projects in different fields. And then you can conform to one field if you like or one position. So there was a little bit like quite a bit of flexibility. And they're just very friendly. Like honestly, I would not ask for a better.
So how was the job application journey? How many companies did you apply to? I've heard stories from students, right? So I'd like to...
I think mine was really different compared to most of my friends. I can't lie. Like I feel like most people mass apply. And I initially did that for the first like 3-4 days where I applied to like 20-30 companies. And I was like, okay, like I actually have to give these tests too. And I can't give like more than 2 tests a day. I'll be exhausted. And then studies and this and that. So I was just a bit like, I have to be smart about it. And I was like, I don't want to like apply to companies that I genuinely know I won't like the role. Like I know people that apply to offices, they know they won't work at just to get the offer. And I'm like, if it's a definite no, I'm just wasting my time. I'd rather take my chance, even if it's tougher, and take the office I want and the job I want. So I applied to very few companies. I got the final round for BlackRock as well. But I got really unlucky with the interview because there was no Wi-Fi connection. It's my I got the final interview, which is 2 parts, one interview and then another. The first time, the second interview, I think, had some emergency, so she couldn't take a rescheduled. And the second time, there was no net. The camera also wasn't working, so it was just very unlucky. Like, my interview got cut. But I think, again, like destiny, like, I'm very happy where I am. Like, I think I would have been pressurized into taking, like, a finance role instead of something I really enjoy.
So for an undergrad student, how early would you start applying?
I did not start early. I started like everyone starts in summer. I started like November. I got a lot of final rounds also, but I heard, and I think like I gave my Deloitte final interview like Feb, which is quite late. And once I gave it, I don't know why, I just had a gut feeling that I would get the job because I knew like with my the previous interview, I wouldn't get it. Like I just knew I would fit in here and I really wanted this job. So when I got some final rounds later, I think I didn't even bother giving it, which when I didn't hear back till March, and I was like, I should have given it. But then when I heard back, I was like, okay, it worked out well for me.
Great. I mean, I'm quite glad you had such a good experience, right?
I did.
Thinking, between US and UK, you chose UK. And then you have this internship, summer that worked out and you converted. That's been great. Anything else you would like to tell young year 1, year 2 students who would be getting into application mode?
I mean, I just think the thing that helped me the most was my CV because I had a very strong CV. I don't think my CV got rejected from any round from any company.
Was this because of the extracurricular activities you picked up all through your school life?
Those were really helpful in terms of preparing interview responses because they'll ask you questions about like, a tough time you faced, like communication, clients, how you're persuasive, like a lot of random questions actually. And they're really helpful in like building up situations because you have that experience to actually talk about. But like at the same time, like I would just say, don't be scared, like just apply. Like even if you think you don't have a lot of extracurriculars, it's fine because you're in year 1 and year 2, they don't expect you to have a lot. Like I know people that have spoken about like problems in their group project and gotten a job, and as long as the situation just answers the question, it's fine. They just want to know who you are as a person and if you would fit in. But yeah, I think like I did a lot of societies here, and I worked a lot on like inclusivity. So I think all of that kind of helped a lot with my CV and even the internships I did because I had a lot of experience to back up my knowledge and why I would be a good fit for consulting. Because I think the thing I realized was like everyone had a very broad CV, like they had experience in like multiple things in consulting, but at the same time, everyone was like the best at something that they did. So you have to also find that knack when you're applying. Like, what is one thing you can do better than anyone else that's applying to the job?
Okay, that's great.
And it could be anything. Like we had like this one person who was like a lacrosse team captain, and he was the best at it. And like I think it was maybe like through his discipline that he got in. I don't know. Like it could be anything at all that you do. Volunteering, like something you're really passionate about, like a society, anything at all.
All right. So when do you start Deloitte?
I started in September.
So your plans are to just stay back, or you miss Mumbai as much?
I miss Mumbai as much. I actually don't know what my plans are because it is a little confusing because I think I also am very interested in the media sector. So I'm hoping I can do something with like media consulting at Deloitte if that is like a possibility. But as of now, like I've really enjoyed my summer. I really just want to work, get trained by them. I don't think I could see a better firm that would train me, and I would feel comfortable like opening up to asking questions. They've just made it a very comfortable environment for me personally. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, Chayn, it was great speaking to you. Guys, this is Chayn Kohli, who has successfully cracked Deloitte. She's very happy with Warwick. Done 3 years of Warwick. Sure, you will have the nostalgia as you leave out with the kind of friends she's made in the INSA society. So thank you very much, Chayn, and I hope this piece of information would be aspiring for a lot of you students who are applying for their springs and summers, or even getting into universities like Warwick. So you chose Warwick over St. Andrews, right? So I've got 2 more who have done something similar.
I would say just go with your gut. Just pick what you think would like be a good fit for you. Like don't fall into the whole like thing where it's like about like reputation, or you're like listening to too many opinions. It'll always confuse you. Like that you'll have people that are like very outgoing, very introverted. Just pick the college that you think like matches the best with your personality.
All right.
It's the best.
All right, Chayn. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for joining us for this episode of TSS. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure of sharing it with other students and leave us a comment. Your feedback helps us continue to provide valuable content to students everywhere. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world around you. Thank you.